Hello, everybody. It's me. Um, First up, I want to present my first artwork ever. Okay? Listen, I've done a fair amount of math on this whiteboard. I've done a fair amount of writing on this whiteboard. I have actually never used it to draw. Like, I will show you actually right here. Let's go. Let's take a little journey. Actually, let me take you guys closer. How long is my extension cable? It's fine. Okay. Do you see that? That's like It's like a lot of colors, okay? Like, I actually have all the colors that Expo produces and doesn't produce anymore. For example, you see that bright yellow Pikachu? They don't make yellow anymore. Anyway, yeah, by the way, I ruined my yellow because I drew it to the black. But who cares? Anyway, we have here a drawing by me, which is going to be rare because I cannot draw. Anyway, what I'm going to do today is, and this is actually not a request, I just felt like doing this because I've been watching a lot of Pokemon narration battles lately, and I don't know, I, I enjoy watching them, they're fun to watch. So therefore, I will do math in the world of Pokemon. Now, the most interesting formula for Pokemon is the damage calculation. So, for example, by the way, Paul is definitely a allusion to Hayden's Paul in his current Let's Play. I will definitely send him this. I'm small on YouTube. I'm not famous at all. Hayden's like a god. I will send him this, and I hope he likes it, and he will keep playing. By the way, my name is Michael, and his hero is named after me at its feast. Anyway, let's not further digress. I will run you guys through the damage calculation formula today. I'm going to do very basics. I'm going to get into the more complicated stuff a little bit, but not too much because there's like not thousands, but there's hundreds of like scenarios that can alter this formula. So, without further ado, by the way, all this stuff is in terms of sources. I got this from Smogan because Smogan is awesome. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Smogan is the German word for coffin. So that's why if you guys see um, the symbol, the mascot for Smogan, it's it's the German word for coffin. Why? Because I played Pokemon in German. Anyway, here let's start this shit. This is it. Now, I realize this looks huge and retarded, and I agree. But let me walk you through this. So, I'm gonna go through all of the. Now, I'm using exactly their notation. These are basically variables, in terms of math. But here we go. So level is pretty straightforward. It's just the level of your poke. So in this case, Ash's bitch is level 100. 2 is a constant, 5 is a constant, 2 is a constant. Base power. Now base power is the move base power, okay? So whatever Ash's bitch is gonna use, okay? Um, actually, should I write? Nah, I'm not gonna write those down. I'm just gonna explain them. Now base power can be altered by items, and I'm not talking life orb, and I'm not talking items that change base stat directly. I'm talking about items that change the base power by because of type. Like for example, the electric ball this thing holds usually. That kind of stuff. I'm not talking choice items. Choice items are in attack. Okay, so I'm talking like charcoal. I'm talking dragon tooth and all those shits. I'm not even sure if they're the correct English terms for them. Anyway, so that's that. And other than that, the first thing is just what this stat is. This guy's stat is in the in the move. So this guy's used Thunderbolt. I think Thunderbolt is like 80. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, SB is in parentheses. This means either attack or special attack. So is this guy using a special? Is he using Thunderbolt or is he using Iron Tail? That kind of shit. Oh, by the way, I forgot gender in here, but who cares? Um, So I had that, and it's basically just what's this guy's stat. Okay, so if you have HP, attack, defense, special defense, speed, what's that number? Don't worry about IVs, EVs, they're already all calculated in. What's the actual number in here? Okay, and we're gonna research that in a sec. 50 is a number. Special defense, same thing on his side of the spectrum. So what's Paul's defense or special defense? Again, it's up to him which one he like. If he uses Thunderbolt, we're of course going to consider the special defense. If he uses Iron Tail, we're of course going to consider physical defense. Now, Mod 1, Mod 2, and Mod 3 are modifiers that are going to be most of the time 1. Most of the time they're not going to matter, okay? They matter in special conditions, which I wrote down and I will explain, but again, for now, let's just keep them out of the way, don't worry about it, okay? Plus 2, CH is critical hit. Now, critical hit has 3 scenarios. First one is, what is it called? Adaptability, I think is the ability. Where if it's, no, not that, Sniper. If you have Sniper, it's a 3 times crit. If you have just a regular critical hit and you don't have the Sniper ability, it's 2. And a normal that variable is going to be 1. Okay, so that variable can be 3, 2, or 1, depending what it is. Sniper, regular crit, or regular thing. Okay. Mod 2 is a mod. R is a random variable. And now here's the thing. Because you know if you attack somebody, it sometimes does more, and the next turn it does less, and you're like, what the fuck? I used the same move. It's because of that random number. Now the way the random number is, it generates a number from 1 through 15 included, okay, just any number through the process of randomness, and it subtracts that number from 100, okay? And that's not right. So R is a random number between 1 and 15, and you have to keep in mind it's not, it's, what it does is it subtracts that number from 100. So basically, R ends up being a number from 85 to 100, or it's going to be 0, I guess. Okay? So, get a number from 0 to 15, any random number, the game does that, and then it subtracts from 100, and 85 to 100 are just going to go up here. Okay? So that's that. Now, Varan, it's Stab. Now, Stab is the other thing. So, if your Pokemon has adaptability, I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure. Stab ends up being more, and you get like 2. Regular Stab, you know, Stab is same type, advantage, bonus, something. If you use the same attack as your type is, so if Pikachu ends up using Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt is electric as is this bitch, and ends up being Stab. So Pikachu does not have adaptability, it has static, yeah. So therefore, Stab would be 1.5. So there's again 3 options, 1, 1.5, or 2. 1 is any attack that is not, if this guy uses Surf. 1.5 is if he uses Electric, so Thunderbolt. And 2.0 will never happen, it would have to have the abilities adaptability. And it doesn't. Okay, now the last one's type 1 and type 2. Let's make this capital also since it's over there. Now, type 1 and type 2 are again dependent on him if he has 2 types. I don't think this guy's psychic yet. Let me check that out. No, he's not. No, he's not. No. Even if he is, it doesn't matter. I don't even know. Okay, let's assume this guy is water and psychic. Okay, so type 1 is water, type 2 is psychic. Now, what it does is type 1 is water, and water is weak to electric. Now, let's assume this guy is electric. That means that it's going to be 2.0. Okay, this is all it is. It's resistance or weakness. So, if it has water as a weakness, therefore it's 2. If this guy uses tackle, normal is not advantageous or not advantageous. Is there a word? I don't know. To water, therefore be 1.0. Now, the other case is weak or not beneficial. It's not. Fuck. There got to be a word for not beneficial. Not whatever. For example, iron tail. Metal is weak to water, so or not weak, but water has a resistance to metal. Therefore, this guy uses iron tail. This type 1 value is going to be end up being 0.5. Okay, and so whatever that number is going to be multiplied by the type 2. This guy's psychic. Pikachu has pretty much no attack that makes any difference. If this guy uses hidden power dark, okay, then the psychic part is going to come into effect. But if not, then pretty much it's going to be 1. If the Pokemon doesn't have a second type, it's going to be 1 anyway. If it does, it's going to be whatever that is. Let's say, for example, this guy is not water psychic. What's a type that's both strong to water and psychic? I don't think there is a single type. Anyway, let's say there is a type that's both strong against water and psychic. You're gonna get 2 times 2, which is 4. So both. That's what we guys call 4 times resistance. For example, if this guy uses Ice Beam against the Flygon, okay, Flygon is ground and flying, so therefore 4 times weakness to ice. All right, and finally mod 3, other mods. Okay, so let's actually jump right into the damage calculation. Let's ignore the mods. I'll explain those after we will do our first damage calculation. So therefore, let us go right ahead. Okay, Pikachu's Thunderbolt. Yeah. So now let's look at this. I'm going to have to cut this out. Let me look up some shit. So what I basically did now, and I'm back from a break. Hopefully I can edit this correctly. I went to Smogan. Thank you, Smogan. Okay. And I looked up Pikachu and Slowpoke, and I wrote down attack, special attack, and there's fight. Where's the light coming from? Guess it's that one. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, this says TV95. It's the base power of Thunderbolt. And I took Slowpoke's defense and special defense. Now, these numbers are the max, but not max plus. So basically, they have 252 EVs, but they do, and 31 IVs, but they do not have the correct nature. So they're not adamant and they're not jolly. No, jolly speed. I don't know. I haven't played competitively in a while. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, don't worry about it. Just take those numbers and bear with me. Alright, let's go right ahead. So, level. Let's start out. Pikachu's level is 100, okay? Oh, one crucial thing I forgot to mention. When you get a decimal, in any of these steps, in order, round down. So just ignore the decimal completely. Round down. If it's 9.9, it's 9, okay? I don't know why. I don't know. So, okay, let's jump into it, okay? Let's do it over here. So, level. Pikachu is level 100, so therefore 100 times 2 over 5 plus 2. 100 times 2 is 200 divided by 5 is 40 plus 2 is 42. Okay, let's write down 42 and keep going. Times base power. Now, base power of Thunderbolt is 95. So, 95 times special attack, which is going to be 199, divided by 50. And this is gonna suck. Okay, 1 second. Times 95 times 199 divide. Okay, so the top line bears no decimal, so I did just right ahead. I got this number. Okay, and now I'm gonna divide the answer by 50, and I get this number. Okay, so I'm gonna strike out the 0.2, and I'm just gonna write 15880. Okay, and that is my next thing to do. Now, I have to divide that, it says, by the special defense of Slowpoke, which is 179, and that is going to give me a decimal. 179, which is this number. And I'll round that down to 88. And I'll ignore this. Oh shit, my phone. Times mod 1. We're going to say all the mods, they're nothing right now, and they're 1. So therefore, times 1 is 1, or is 88. And we're going to keep going. Plus 2, we get... And we're going to keep going with 90. Times CH, which is the critical hit. And we're going to say there was no critical hit, which that means it's 1. Times mod 2, which we're also going to say is 1. Times the random variable. Now, I'm going to assume that the random variable was 0 and that there was maximum damage. So this is the maximum damage that Pikachu is putting out without a crit and without a helping item, okay? And without anything else that helps. So this was max damage, I guess, okay? If you know what I mean. Okay, so therefore times 100 divided by 100. Great, so these cancel, and we get 90. Again, 90 times stab. Now we do have a stab because this is Pikachu, so therefore times 1.5, and times type 1. Now type 1, yes, it is weak because it's water. Type 2, it is not weak because it's psychic. Times mod 3, which is 1. So therefore 90 times 1.5 times 2, which is 270. Okay, so the damage therefore is 270. Okay, now we are going to check out, I should have done this before, Slowpoke at level 100 has max 384 HP. Okay, so this means that this is doing 270 hit points damage to a 384. God damn it, who's messaging me at this time? To a 384 hit point thing. So let's say that this is 384 and this does 270. This means that you have 114 HP, which is that's 70%. So basically, Paul is fucked. It's like down here, and this should be yellow. Okay. So therefore, that's that. Where's my video? Here we go. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the mods. Really quick. I'm not gonna include anything. This is the general stuff. Okay. Mod 1 is burn, reflect, and what's the other one? Barrier. The 2v2 versus 2 thing. Sun and rain. And flash fire. Okay, so let me get into it. Burn makes your attack weaker. So if Pikachu's burned, it wouldn't have mattered at all because it's a special attack. But if it was a physical attack, there would be a 0.5 as modifier 1. Okay, and same with the other ones. You multiply all the ones that I just said. If there's nothing, like there's no reflect or barrier, you multiply by 1, so it doesn't change. So reflector barrier, again, makes it weaker. You divide by 2, 0.5, multiply by 0.5 if there is a reflect, because reflect is special attack. 2v2, if you have a move that hits both Pokemon, for example, Surf, it would make it a little weaker for both. Sun and Rain doesn't affect it because Sun and Rain only boost or weaken fire and water moves. Flash Fire is when you switch in on a fire move and it makes you stronger. The same is for, I don't know, some other ability there is out there, okay? That's modifier 1. Modifier 2 is Life Orb, Metronome, and Move First. Life Orb makes you 1.3 stronger, so therefore you multiply by 1.3 instead of 1, therefore the number gets bigger. Metronome, the first turn you attack is 1, the second turn you attack is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. It keeps making it stronger. If you don't know what these items are, don't worry about it. They're just for competitive battling. And Move First does some shit, I don't know. That's modifier 2. Modifier 3 is Solid Rock, Expert Belt, Tinted Lens, and a berry that makes you resistant to it. So I actually don't know. I forgot the numbers. Again, they just make some difference. If you want to know exactly what difference they make, look it up. I do not recommend going through the formula. There's damage calculators out there, even for 5th gen now. So if you want to, in the battle, do this, don't be like, oh, Michael had a video up. Let me just quickly look that up and do the calculations. No, use the online calculator, okay? So yeah, now Paul is going to retaliate with the earthquake. Actually, I don't think Paul can learn the earthquake, but I'm sure Hayden taught him some cool move, and he's going to take out Pikachu. Anyway, that's it. If you guys enjoyed my video, I don't know. I guess you can like it. You can comment on it if you have any questions. I don't really need you to subscribe because if you don't have any questions for math, you don't really need to follow up on my videos. Plus, I go around from different math topics. Like, for example, if you're in Algebra 2, you're gonna have no idea what the fuck I talk about when I talk about calculus. But it's always interesting. If you like my videos, you know, you can always subscribe. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.